So we actually had the script beforehand. We just didn't start shooting until last year.
Any other questions?
New Orleans.
In New Orleans, yes.
Any other questions?
I want to I just want to shout out to Mike Mitchell, who played our little stud muffin in the movie.
Yeah.
Stand up, playing.
Two days.
Definitely on this bar.
Yes.
Shout it out.
That's what I was going to ask. Where did you find such amazing young talent?
New Orleans. New Orleans.
Yes.
Brooklyn.
Okay, I'm about to say, like, wait a minute, Carol, you better represent.
So they're up here, so I cannot see them, but this young lady here, she was Nala on in Lion King for she's so talented, and you know, I keep telling everybody, like, don't steal her from me, please. And then Ainsley Bailey has been on Disney Channel. Oh my God, sorry, because I have so much stuff on my mind right now. Shake it up. Shake it up. So we gotta keep people away from her on set. And you see what she did. I don't know what else to say. And then Blake auditioned, and we were looking for a half Chinese and half Caucasian guy, and try to find that needle in a haystack who could also be handsome, who could also, you know, play against with both of these people. And we found Blake, and he just moved to California that day, and then we brought him back out to
I was
New Orleans.
really scared I wasn't going to book any jobs, and then I just moved to California, and first week I heard from them, and everything worked out.
Any questions for my two stars? Any questions for Kale or Ainsley?
Any questions for any of the talent?
Kale or Ainsley?
Are you really best BFFs?
Yeah. Really BFFs.
I'm Kale's grandfather, and she also played Emily in a movie called Perfect Holiday.
Yes, she did.
Oh, Kale, Ainsley, why don't you tell how I found you? Because it was funny when she did her interview. It was kind of funny. When I met you, go ahead and tell.
Well, I auditioned on tape. I'm from Dallas. What's the funny part?
No. Go ahead. I was gonna say.
Well, let me see. I had auditioned, and then I got a call back maybe just a day or two later to do a Skype session with Greg.
Yeah.
And then what was funny that
I was gonna tell. No, it was kind of like we were. It was funny because when we were casting for that role, we weren't exactly sure what we were gonna get. So I was like, okay, whoever we cast, we gotta keep them out of the sun. So like, don't get in the sun, don't do anything. So it was just so funny when I saw the first pictures of her online. She was a little darker than I thought, and there was a real color spectrum that I wanted to do with the girls. Everyone in the sister girl. So there was actually a girl who was cast a little bit more fair skinned than the character of Marnie, but then there was I wanted to be a spectrum. And of course, the big funny thing was that I wanted her to be as pale as possible so we could have this big contrast. And when I saw, I was like, bingo. She ain't never seen no sun. All right. Yes.
Like, did you be my BFF? What made you think of that name? Do you have my BFF in your life?
Well, I really wanted it to be a movie that was kind of open for any audience. In other words, there was, initially when we were coming up with the idea for the script, we were thinking, well, maybe we could call it Soul Girl, because that's the point, whatever. But I wanted to have something that was a name that was more universal, that could fit each side of the facet of these characters. And I didn't want, it was important to me that we didn't make her sister grow up, but at the same time, we didn't make the Kel's character too vanilla. We wanted to make sure that only what you bring to this movie as far as your idea of race relations is how you imprint things that you see. So some people saw when she sat down at the table at the cafeteria that the white girls got up and walked away. But some people might see she's just a new kid sitting down and they didn't like her, so they got up and walked away. So the idea of it is that you're going to bring your own, whatever your own racial past, whatever your idea is, and imprint it upon them. So that's why it was one of the things with the title that we wanted to make sure that it was ambiguous as possible.
You could interpret that as my best friend forever or my black friend forever.
Right, and here's the funny thing. You don't know if we're talking about, her mother and her friend. So we also have a conversation in this about Mrs. Banks and her best friend, which is her mother. So there are many subtle variations of the best friend theme that runs throughout this entire show. And that's what I wanted to make sure that we can see beyond color.
It was inspiring. It was very well done.
Thank you.